Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Our lesson today is about rounding. We need to learn about rounding and why do we use rounding in our life. First of all, let's ask ourselves, what's the meaning of rounding? Rounding means making a number simpler but keeping its value close to what it was. So we're going to do some changes on the number when we round the numbers, but we want to keep the value or we want to be closer to the value or to the original value. Okay, I will not have the same number, I will not have the exact same number, I will do some changes on the number, but still I need to be close to the original number. And you need to know that the result of rounding, it will be less accurate, it will not be exactly it will not be exactly the same, but actually we round numbers to make it easier to use. And that's why we use rounding. We use rounding actually to make our calculation easier. So we need rounding to make our calculation easier. So it's for sure easier to add 4,000 plus 2,000 than saying 4,327 plus 1,932. So we can do some rounding or some changes on these numbers, round them to the nearest 100,000, and that will make our calculation much more easier. The second reason is sometimes actually we don't need that much of details, like if I ask you something about a weight or a tall or whatever. So like if I'm asking you about the sugar bag weight, I'm asking you it will be like about 2,830 grams, or you can say about 3,000. So it will not be exactly the same. We don't have that much of accurate information, but still I'm around the original number, like I'm saying approximately. Perfect. Right. Now I want you to see this sign. This sign means approximately equal to. So when I round any number, I need to use this sign, and it shows that this number is approximately equal to. It's about to. It's not the original one, but it's about the original one or approximately equal to. Now we need to know or take a look or make a quick revision for the numbers that we have learned in second grade that help me round up or round down. So we have some numbers. I have numbers from 1 to 4. These numbers, we call them 4 or less. These numbers help me rounding down. And I have numbers from 5 to 9. These numbers help me rounding up. And we will show you with some more examples how can we round up and round down. Now look at this number. I have 631. And I will show you the techniques. We know that we already round lots of numbers up to the nearest 10, and now I want to show you the technique to round to the nearest 100. Now I have 631. So I will make this big dot or this circle, red circle on top of the 100 place, because the question is round to the nearest 100. So the first thing you need to do is to underline it, is to highlight it, is to make a big circle on that number that you need to round. So you know, make sure that the change will be on this number, and other numbers maybe it will be it will change and it will stay the same. So now I have the first step, I have to look at these numbers. So I will make some changes on the 100 place. So keep the 100 place till the end. And you need to make all the numbers on the right zeros. So when you move the new number to the new number, you're gonna make all the numbers on the right of the target number 0. And now we want to make the change on the 6. But it depends on the number next to the target number, which is 3 here. So I'm talking about 3 here. So the target number, it's the 100th place, it's 600. And the number that will depend or decide whether we're gonna change this number or we not, or we're gonna round it up or round it down, it's the number next to the target number. Now that we have to look at 3, that we said that if we have 4 or less, we're going to round down. And round down means that we're going to keep the number the same. So we'll not change this number. We will not change this number. It will stay 6. Okay, so we call it rounding down. Rounding down. So this number, if it's 4 or less, it will help me round down. And rounding down means keep the number the same. Keep the number the same. Okay. Which I will keep the number 6 as it. It will be 600. That's it. But and these numbers that we said that it will help me rounding down. But if the number next to the target number, which is here, if it's more than 5 or more, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it will help me round up. So it will help me round up. And when I round up, I add 1 to the target number, and it's going to be 7. Now take a look for this number next to the target number. Is it 3 or more? Sorry, 4 or less, or 5 or more? Yes, exactly. It's less than 4. So I'm going to do down. So I will round down. Round down will keep the number the same. So it will be 6. So the number here is going to be 6. So the new rounded number, gonna be 600. Okay, now I will do some more exercises. Rounding to the nearest 10. Rounding to the nearest 10. I have this number here. I have 582. I said that if I want to round to the nearest 10, the first thing that we need to do is to underline it, highlight it. So underline the place that you're gonna round to make sure that the change will happen on this number. Okay, then after that, don't forget to look to the next door. Look to the next door, which is number 2. It's the number next to the rounded number. First of all, let me assign it on the number line. It's gonna I assigned 580 and 590, so this number is between 580 and 590. So we gonna round the number even up to 590 or down to 580, but that will depend on the number next to it. This number going to help me to round up or going to help me to round down. So now I need to look at this number. It's number 2. Number 2 is a weak number, so it's going to help me round down. So I go back to 580. So I will keep the 500 as it, but I will change the tens place, keep it the same or add 1 if I'm rounding up. So as long as my next neighbor, which is number 2, is less than 4, so that will keep me the same. So I have to 0 number 2 first, then I will keep number 8 the same because I'm rounding down. So we are rounding down. Now look at the next number. It's 768. The first step is to underline the number that you need to round, which is 6. And here I allocate the number on the number line. It's between 760 and 770. So if I want to round it up, it will go to the 770, and if I want to round it down, it will go for 760. Now underline the number that we need to round. Then look at the number, look at the neighbor, the next number. Is this number going to help me to round up to 770, or it's going to help me to round down? Exactly, it's going to help me to round up. So you have to write 700. There is no change on 700. Then you make number 8 0. Yes, thank you for number 8. It will help me just round up or down, but I have to 0 it. Then after that, I will make the change on the tens place. And as long as I said that number 8 is the strong number, it's going to help me rounding up. So I have to add 1 to number 6. And I write 7, so 770, so I have to round up. Perfect. Okay, so round to the nearest 100. So this is the technique. I have nearest 100. So I have 8,941. The first step going to be underline the 100 place. Look at the next number. Look at the next number. It should be to number 4. After that, I will write number 8. No change will going to be on number 8, and I have to 0 all the numbers to the right. I have 0 0 instead of 41, and then I will make some change on number 9. So look at number 4 next door, which is the number next to the number underlined. Now number 4, is it a strong number, is going to help me round up and add 1, or no, it's a weak number? Exactly, it's a weak number, so it will keep me the same. So I have to write 8,900. This is how can we round down. How about the next number? It's 1389. Now I have to underline the target place, which is the 100 place. Then look at the next number. Sorry, the arrow is not here, is not correct. So I have to point to 8, which is the next door number. Then I have to ask myself, is it a strong number going to round me up or down? So I have to write 1000, no change will happen. Then 089. Then after that, ask the 8, is it a strong number rounding up or a weak number rounding down? Rounding down will keep me the same, and rounding up will add me 1. So this is a strong number. Number 8 is a strong number, so it will add 1 for number 3, which is 300. It will going to be 400. Here we are rounding up. Perfect. Okay, now here I have some numbers and I need to round it to the nearest 10. So in general, we can round numbers nearest 10, nearest 100, and nearest 1000. So these exercises, they need you to round to the nearest tens. First of all, we underline the tens place so we can round these numbers. Then after that, I look to the next door. The first one, 804. Is 4 strong number or weak number? It's a weak number. It will help me round down. Down will keep the tens place the same. So I will write 8000, it will be the same. 800, it will be the same. And I will zero everything to the right, and I will keep the tens place the same. Now here, number 2, I have 643. Okay, underline number 4, which is the tens place. Then look to the next number. It's 3. It's a weak number. It will help me keep the same. So I will write 600. It will stay the same. 400 will 40 will stay the same, and 3 going to be 0. Number 3, it's 171. 171. I underline the target place, which is the tens place. Okay, look at the right. It's a weak number. It will help me keep the same. So the answer will be 170. Okay, 700 will stay the same. Then number 5, I have 735. 30 is the target place, which is the tens place. I look to the right. It's 5. It's a strong number. Strong number give me 1 or add 1. So the 30 going to be 40. So 740. 181. 80 is the target place. I look to the right. It's a weak number. It will keep me the same. So I will have the 100 as it, and the 80, it will not change. So I 180.